Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to my YouTube channel Learn English with Shivrana. Today I'm going to teach you active and passive voice, which is a very difficult topic for the students. They do not understand usually, but I'll try my level best to teach you in a very easiest way. So let's get started. First of all, before starting active and passive voice, we should know how many kinds of verbs we have. So we have already discussed that the verb can be divided into two ways. That is number one, helping verb, and number two, that's called principal verb. First of all, what is helping verb? We usually use in our sentence is, am, are, was, were, been, being, shall be, will be. Number B, that's called principal verbs, which we use to make a sentence like eat, drink, see, play, go, run, ring, write, bark, etc. So if we talk about verb, so we have two kinds of verb. Number one, transitive verb. What is actually transitive verb? Transitive verb, we have a definition that transitive verb action passes from the subject, that's called doer, to the object. In other words, transitive verb requires an object. So lots of verbs are there, they are transitive. How we can recognize that it is transitive verb, which carries an object, it has like an object, so that we can consider that is a transitive verb. For example, you drive a car. So drive is basically a transitive verb which needs an object, that is called a car. Number two, she plays hockey. So play basically a transitive verb which needs an object, that is called hockey. Number third, the cat killed a rat. So killed is basically your a verb, transitive verb, and a rat is, that is your object. Okay, so let's go ahead. Intransitive verb does not require an object. They don't carry any kind of object. For example, they call. So you can see they is subject and call is your verb. But call is, that's called intransitive verb. It doesn't need any object. Number two, the dog barks. The dog is subject. Bark, that is an intransitive verb which doesn't need any kind of object. Number third, Rose smells. Rose is subject and smell actually your verb, that's called intransitive verb, which doesn't require any object. So let's talk now active and passive voice. A transitive verb requires an object, therefore it has two voice. Number one, active voice, and number two, that's called passive voice. What is active voice? Where subject acts, for example, I eat mango. So you can see subject which is performing, an action. That is, I eat mango. I is your subject, eat is your verb, and mango is your object. So in active voice, we emphasize on subject. Number two, what is passive voice? Where subject is acted upon, in other words, we can say where we emphasize on object. We must need an object to complete or to make passive voice. So a mango is eaten by me. You can see the above one active voice, I eat mango. So if we talk about passive, so we need an object, a mango is eaten by me. So that is the particular definition about active voice and passive voice. Let's go how to convert active voice into passive voice. Before converting active voice and passive voice, we have certain rules we have to follow. Number one, principal verb will be changed into its third form. Whatever the form you have been given in your tense, you have to convert into third form. Number two, helping verb like is, am, are, was, were, been, being, be will be added before principal verb. Number third, the object of the verb becomes a subject, is brought after the verb with an additional of by. Basically, by it is called preposition before it. Number four, if the subject or the object are both personal pronoun, their cases will be changed as under. So I'm going to let you know some cases of pronoun as we have already discussed in direct and indirect as well. Let's check it out. We have two cases over here, subjective and objective. For example, I will be converted into me, we into us, you into you, he into him, she into her, they into them, and it into it. So we need objective case while we are converting active into passive voice. Okay, guys. So first of all, we should know how many tenses can be converted into passive voice. We have 12 active voice tenses: present simple till future perfect continuous. So we have four parts in present, four parts in past, four parts in future. So how many of tenses we can convert into passive voice? So we can convert three tense of present into passive voice: present simple, present continuous, present perfect. In the same way, three tenses we can convert into past, like past simple, past continuous, past perfect, and two tenses of future. Number one, future simple, and future perfect. So today I'll teach you one by one. Let's get start the present simple tense. So I have already mentioned two structure, one for active voice and second for passive voice. In present simple, we use subject. After subject, we use first form of the verb, and if your subject is he, she, it, so we use sometime as or es, and we need an object. It depends on a sentence. So how we can convert this structure of active voice into passive voice? We replace object in place of subject, and we need helping verb of present continuous tense, that is and are. Whenever you are going to make present simple tense passive voice, we use present continuous helping verb, that is am are, and we use third form of the verb. We have to use in passive third form of the verb, and we use by preposition, and we place subject after by. Okay, so first of all, we have we have an example number one. I teach English. So you can see that I is your subject and teach is your verb and English is your object. So you can see in that sentence, teach is actually transitive verb which carries an object, that is English. So we can identify that we can easily make passive voice because the above sentence has an object. So you should take object first, that is English. After English, you will put helping verb. English is singular subject, so we use is. After is, we use third form of the verb. We have been given teach, so we have to use third form of teach. That's called taught. And by me, I will be converted into me. So the passive would be English is taught by me. So you can see I teach English. That is actually affirmative sentence. You can say assertive. And number two, we have a negative sentence. What kind of sentence have been given to you? Has been given to you. So you have to convert according to that sentence into passive voice. I do not learn language. I do not learn language. So basically, we have to find out an object in that particular sentence, that is a language. So we take language as an object. After object, we use helping verb, that is. Because the sentence is negative, we'll use not, and we use third form of learn, that's called learned by me. So this the passive voice would be language is not learned by me. Number third, does he ask difficult questions? So you can see that that is question. It is interrogative sentence. So if your active is an interrogative sentence, so passive would be the same. So first of all, we need to find out an object. So object is, that is questions. So questions, your object is actually plural. So we need helping verb, that is are. So are difficult questions are difficult questions asked by him, and the question mark in the last. So this is called passive voice of present simple. We have seen three examples like affirmative, negative, and interrogative. So let's move towards number second. That's called present continuous, right? Present continuous. So structure for active voice, subject, helping verb is MR. We use fourth form and object. So whenever you are going to convert present continuous active into passive, so please remember one thing, that after object, obviously helping verb will remain same. I repeat again, after object, helping verb will remain same in present continuous tense, and we use being. Okay. After helping verb, we use being, and third form of verb as usual in passive voice and by plus subject. So let's have an example. I am eating my dinner. So first of all, we need to find out an object. So object is my dinner. So my dinner is being eaten by me. So you can follow the structure. Object is my dinner and your object is singular. That's why I'm using is. After is, we have to use being, and third form of eating, that's called eaten and by me. Number two, she is not listening to me. You can see that I have already highlighted listening to with purple color, and I have already written that's called phrasal verb. Sometime in active voice we have been given phrasal verb, so I'm going to let you know if we have been given phrasal verb in an active voice, how we can convert into passive voice. Let's see. So first of all, the same thing we have to repeat. We have to find out an object. So object is me. So you have to replace with I. So I am being not listen. We have to place third form of listen, that's called listened, but will carry to with listen because that is a phrasal verb. We cannot separate to with listen, and we cannot remove to also. So we have to write down to, that is a preposition with listen. Listen is your actually helping verb. Phrasal verb means verb plus preposition. So listening ing form, we have to convert into third form listened, and we will write down the same preposition to with listen because it's a phrasal verb by her. Number third, are they answering him? So it's a question. So we have to convert into passive in the same way. So are they answering him? Him is your object. So we'll convert into he. But before he, we have to place helping verb. That is he being answered by them? So these are three examples for present continuous, and I hope that you guys are, understanding easily. Now let's move towards present perfect tense. Structure for active voice subject. After subject, we have to use has or have as a helping verb and third form and then object. So it's very easy to convert into passive voice because we have already been used third form in active voice of present perfect. So you can see in passive voice we already we have to use third form. So object, helping verb, has have, then been, third form, and by subject. Okay, so in present perfect tense, you have to remember one more point. So helping verb will remain same. You can see has have in active voice and passive voice has have. Just only you have to put or add been with third form, right? Let's have an example. I have done a great job. So again, we have to find out an object. A great job. A great job has been done by me. So our object is a great job, and it is your object is actually singular. So we have to put has over there and then been and then third form and by with me. Number two, she has not come back. So she is your subject, has is your helping verb, come back, that's your like verb, but there isn't any object. So whenever a sentence comes like that, so and it has no object, so we cannot make passive because we need an object to make a passive. So that's why no passive of this sentence number two. Number third, has she made him fool? That is a question, so we have to convert the same. So fool is your actually fool and him both are your object. So I have taken him as an object. So we'll go for him first. So has he been made fool by her? Has he been made fool by her? That would be a question in present perfect tense. So we have done three tenses in passive, present simple, present continuous, present perfect. Now we are moving towards past tense. Past simple, structure for active voice, subject. In past simple tense, we use second form of verb and then object, right? So let's talk about structure for passive voice. As usual, we use object, and after object, we use a helping verb was were. You just remember one thing: whenever you are going to make any simple tense passive voice, you have to use continuous helping verb, right? So we are using was were. These are the helping verb of past continuous, and then seeing the third form and by plus subject. For instance, she wrote a letter yesterday. So first of all, we need to find out an object. Object is actually a letter. So a letter was written yesterday by her, or you can say like that, a letter was written by her yesterday. Number two, you didn't or did not inform me. That is a negative question, negative sentence. So we will go the same. We'll go and apply the same rules. Me is your object. Now it will be I. I was not informed by you. I was not informed by you. Number third, did she make a call? It's a question. So we need an object, a call. A call is your object. So before object, we have to place helping verb, that is was. Was a call made by her. Was a call made by her. So remember just one thing, whenever you are going to make any simple tense passive voice, just use helping verb or continuous tense, that's called was verb. Let's move towards past continuous. Past continuous structure for active voice, subject, helping verb, was, were, fourth form, that's called ing form, and then object. And again, second rule is that whenever you are trying to make passive voice of continuous tense, we keep the helping verb same. Like you can see after object, the helping verbs are same as or was or were, and was after was or verb we use being third form by subject. So just remember number two rule, whenever you are making any continuous tense, just use same helping verb and then add being with third form. For example, I was teaching them English. Basically, in that sentence, we have been given two objects, them and English. So I have made two passive voice with different objects. So let's see the number one. They were being taught English by me. So basically, I made the first sentence with them. When you are going to make passive, so them will be into they. They were being taught English by me. Or if you are taking your object English, so sentence will be like that. English was being taught to them by me. English was being taught to them by me. Whenever you have been given any, like more than two objects, and you are skipping the first one object and you are going towards the second or third one object, so you need to adjust the previous, object with two. So you can see the example, English was being taught to them by me. Number two, she was not watching television. That's called TV. So that's a negative sentence. So TV was not being watched by her. Number third, were you writing an email? That is a question, interrogative. So an email is our object. So first of all, we have to put helping verb, was an email being written by you. Was an email being written by you. Okay, ji. So let's move towards the third one, that's called past perfect. Structure for active voice, subject, and we use helping verb had with third form, then object. Number third rule, whenever you are trying to make any passive of perfect tense, the helping verb will remain same. You can see the structure for passive voice, object. After object, we are using same helping verb, that's called had. And after had, we have to use been and third form by plus subject. For instance, number one, you had done a great job. Your object is a great job. A great job had been done by you. So a great job is your object and had is your helping verb. We have put been over there, third form done, and by you. It had not rained. It had not rained. So you can see here in that sentence, rained is basically that's called intransitive verb, and it has no object. Obviously it has no object, so we cannot make a passive. So that's why I have written no passive. So please remember, we need transitive verb to make a passive. Number third, they made him fool. So you can make two sentences. For example, if you're taking him as an object, so sentence would be like that: he had been made fool by them, or fool had been made to him by them. So you can make two, in two ways, like number one and number two. So we have finally done past tense also. Now we are moving towards future. In future, we'll discuss two tenses like future simple and future perfect. So first of all, let's move towards future simple. Future simple structure for active voice, subject plus will, first form, and then object. So we use will, we also use shall, but it's now obsolete. So we usually or frequently use will with any subject. Okay. So structure for active voice, object and helping verb will be. So basically we are making simple tense continuous, simple tense passive voice. So we use continuous helping verb. So will be is a future continuous helping verb. Okay, after that we'll use third form and by plus subject. For example, she will write a letter tomorrow. So you have to find out an object that's called a letter. A letter will be written by her tomorrow, or you can also say like that, a letter will be written tomorrow by her. Number two, that is negative. You will not inform me. So you can find out an object. Object is me. You have to convert into I. I will not be informed by you. Number three, will she make a call? That is a question, interrogative. So, before object, we have to find out, we have to not find out, we have to put helping verb over here. Sorry. So, will a call be made by her? Will a call be made by her? So these are the examples for future perfect, future simple tense. Let's move towards future perfect. Future perfect tense structure for active voice, subject plus helping verb. We use will have, third form, and then object. So the passive structure would be like object, helping verb will remain same, will have, and after that you have to use been and third form, and then by plus subject. So let's have an example. She will have informed you. You is basically your object. You have to put and in the starting or the beginning, you can say that's you will have been informed by her. Number two, that is negative. I will not have baked cake for them. So you need to find out an object first. The object is actually cake. So cake will not have been baked for them by me. Number third, interrogative, will you have done your work? So you have to find out an object. Object is basically your work. So will your work have been done by you? That is your question. So we have discussed here eight passive voice. So in the beginning of the lecture, I told you that we have total 12 tenses active voice, and we can convert easily eight passive active voice into passive voice. So this is all about eight tenses we have discussed smoothly. Now I'm going to let you know further topics which we have to study in passive voice. WH questions. So that's called WH family members also. What, where, why, who, when, which, and how. So structure for active voice, I have made general structure. You can use this structure while you are making any active sentence. You can easily follow, or you can easily make with that structure a sentence with that structure. First of all, you have to choose which one WH you are going to use in your sentence. You have to put in the beginning. After WH, we have to use helping verb according to given tense. Basically, it depends on tense, which tense you are going to use to make a question. After that, we have to use subject and form of verb. Obviously, it will be according to the tense, and it depends on which one tense you are going to use to make a question. So if you are using present simple, obviously you will use helping verb do does and first form of the verb, and then object and question mark. Now we will make a structure for passive voice. WH will remain same, and obviously after WH we need an helping verb. Obviously it would be according to tense, and sometimes we'll use be, being, and been. As we have already discussed, be we use in future simple, being we use in continuous tense, and been we use actually in perfect tenses. So you please keep remember these things, and that will help you out to make a question. After that, we use object and third form by plus subject, and the last question mark is very actually necessary. For instance, what did you speak to him yesterday? So you can see here, like there are two objects, him and yesterday. So let's make a passive. What was he spoken to by you yesterday? First of all, in that WH question, you must know, you must identify which one tense they have used in active. So, did you speak? The tense is actually past simple. So, whenever we make past simple passive voice, we use was, were, as we have already discussed in the beginning. So, what was he spoken to? Now, you can see spoken to, that is a phrasal verb. I told you that we cannot separate speak and to, because it's a phrasal verb. Speak is verb and to is preposition by you yesterday. And you can make a question like that. What was yesterday spoken to him by you? So you can make in any way. Number two, why are they laughing at me? The tense is actually in present continuous. So we'll go and follow the same rule. Why am I being laughed at by them? Basically, in present continuous, we use being. So that's why I have used being. Loved at, again, phrasal verb. So that's why I didn't, separate love with at. Basically, they will be together. So that's why the sentence would be like that. Why am I being loved at by them? Number third, when do you make tea? The tense is present simple. And when we make present simple passive, we use helping verb is MR. So the passive would be like that. When is tea made by you? When is tea made by you? Number four, which flower does she like? Again, the tense is present simple, and which follows, which carries help WH question, which carries a noun. So noun is here flower, right? So which flower will remain same, okay? And the tense is present simple, and we are making passive voice. We need is MR. So which flower is liked by her? Which flower is liked by her? Number fifth, where will you play hockey? So the question is in future simple tense, and always we use be, will be in passive voice. Where will hockey be played by you? Where will hockey be played by you? Number six, who broke this window? Whenever you see who WH member, so you have to convert into by whom in passive. For making a passive, you have to convert by whom. So the tense is in actually past simple, broke second form, which shows past simple tense. So whenever we make a passive or past simple tense, we use was and were, right? So by whom was this window broken? By whom was this window broken? The seventh number, how long will you take time to repair these shoes? How long will these shoes take time to be repaired by you? The question is actually future simple, and we use be while we make passive voice. I hope you guys would have understood WH questions also. Now, the last topic I'm going to discuss in passive voice, that is imperative sentences. Imperative sentences are sentences which express advice, request, or command. For example, close the door, please give me the bottle, pick up the phone. We'll discuss one by one, like advice, request, and command. Imperative sentences containing requests. So we are going to see uh, this kind of sentence which consists request. The formula or the structure would be like that. You are requested to. In every sentence, you have to use this line. You are requested to. And then you have to copy paste the sentence. For example, please close the door. This is active voice. So you have to make passive. You are requested to close the door. Okay, you are requested to close the door, because please and kindly, these are the words which shows request. So whenever you see these kind of words, or if you identify from the sentence that is a request, so you have to convert into request, and you have to follow the same structure. You are requested to, and then you can paste or you can add your sentence the same. Number two, please bring me some apples. So you are requested to bring me some, my mistake, I just wrote some water. So you should understand some apples, right? So these examples for request. Now we are moving towards another imperative sentences containing advice. I mean to say, I'm going to tell you those kind of sentence which show advice, right? So the structure will be same. You are advised to, and then you have to copy the uh, sentence of active voice. Do yoga daily. That could be an advice for anyone. So you are advised to do yoga daily. Okay, so the passive would be you are advised to do yoga daily. Do your homework neatly. That is advice. That is an advice for maybe anyone. So you are advised to do your homework neatly. Sometimes teacher says to the students like do your homework neatly. So obviously he or she is advising his or her student. Like number third, imperative sentences containing command or order, right? So in that sentence, we have a structure. We use let, then subject, then be, and then third form. Switch off the fan. switch off the fan. Let the fan be switched off. Number two, call the attendant. Call the attendant. So the passive would be let the attendant be called. Okay. So let's move. The next one, imperative sentences containing command or order. Basically, command or order can be made with in two ways. Like as I told you, you can use let and you can use in the same way. You are ordered to, and then the same sentence will be, copy paste. Switch off the fan. You are ordered to switch off the fan. Number two, call the attendant. You are ordered to call the attendant. So you can make a sentence which shows a command and order like this. You are ordered, and you can use let also. Okay, the last one, imperative sentences containing suggestions. Respect parents. Parents should be respected. Love the kids. The kids should be loved. So this is the last topic that I discussed with you, and this lecture has been completed. I have already made a passive voice, which I included all the parts, like basics of passive voice, like how to make eight passive voice, present simple to future perfect tense, and then we discussed WH questions and we discussed like imperative sentences. So I hope you guys would love it and you will uh, get some information, valuable information from this lecture. It will really help you out in your study in your board exams. So keep sharing with all of your friends, your colleagues, your family members. And if you like this one video, so please hit the bell icon and subscribe it and try to share with your beloved one and someone. Okay, so we'll see you inshallah in upcoming video. Till then, Allah Hafiz.